Hi, I'm Yogi Tom. I've been involved with this yoga thing, meditating, practicing for 47 years. And what I don't know is everything. And what I do know is nothing. All I do know in that nothing that I know is that I trust my soul. I trust the Bhagavad Gita and I trust my master's teachings, which is Paramahansa Yogananda. Other than that, I'm happily married. I'm happily married to my soul, and I trust her a lot. Her main teaching is instilling in me faith and courage and surrender and devotion. Those are her primary teachings. Other than that, all I know is that I'm probably an old soul like you, and the yoga that I adore is ancient. It's the yoga of the eternal. It's the yoga of truth. It's the yoga that right now, as I sit here and wherever you are, that you and spirit are one. I and spirit are one. That the one is all there is. And it's so beautiful, right? Because when we talk about grounding in this world that's spinning, through space, and is a dream of that infinite dreamer, of the beloved spirit, how can you ground in that? We're talking about grounding in the eternal. This is an eternal relationship. Yoga is a eternal, ancient, eternal relationship. It's personal, it's intimate, it's sweeter than sweet. It's personal, and yet it's just so vast. And to me, this is all that yoga is, because this is the all of yoga. And when you look at prescribed yoga today, and how we perceive it in the West or wherever you are in the world, that's great, because at least if you're interested at all in yoga, the Divine Mother, she puts a hook into your heart, And if you just were ever, you're in a gym, you're reading your first book on yoga, you go to your first yoga class and your body's going, what? Right? And you're just so awkward and, wow, really? Is this it? It doesn't matter, because your soul is the teacher, right? You're already in this eternal relationship. So prescribed yoga, why don't you have the same knowledge that I have? What you don't know is everything, and what you do know is nothing. It's so perfect of a starting point, beginning point, moving along point, and ending point, and there is no beginning and end. You just need to trust your soul, seek refuge in your soul. And if we were to look at the steps that have been prescribed by a yogi years, centuries ago, Patanjali is his name, those need to be distilled and tutored by your first and foremost understanding that comes from this personal relationship with the infinite. Something the Gita says is so interesting. The Gita says that Krishna, talking as creator, as spirit, that though I abide in all, though that I have created all, still I remain its separate Lord. And then he said, your utmost boon, oh dear soul, all souls, your utmost boon is to come be with me, abide in me, outside of me. Even though I'm in all, create all, the party is outside of the in all, the created all, and come home to me. This is the eternal relationship. This is yoga. This is the old eternal yoga. So if we look at the prescribed steps by Patanjali, okay, well, let's look at the first one, which is the yamas. And the main yama is truth. So why don't we today just anchor in and really choose that the truth for us is I and spirit are one. Isn't that beautiful? I and spirit are one. Right there. There's your truth of truth. There's your satya. There's your yama. Go to town. Big smile. I and spirit are one. All right? And we're going to move up the ladder. Second step, niyama. The main one, Ishvara Pradadana, which means devotion and surrender. All right? I'm telling you, this is old. This is ancient, man. This is really complicated stuff. If you make it modern, if you follow the way that most people. Remember, the mainstream, even the mainstream in yoga, anything that is mainstream, that is prescribed for the masses, you might want to give it a second loving attention, embrace, because there's going to be something in it that is deeper for you, all right? Simpler. Something that works for you. And it's ancient, and it's the truth. So, surrender to the truth that you and spirit are one. Devote yourself. Like in the womb of the cosmic mother, devote yourself that you and love are one. All right, that's the niyama. That's the second step. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. And now the third step that gets all the press in the West, and that is the asana. It's interesting that Krishna only talks about one asana, and that's the asana of meditation, and doesn't even use the word asana. I don't believe in the Gita. Patanjali doesn't use it either. He uses the word kunti boja, which means the complete dispassion from these three lower energies, the gateway to hell in the body of the three lower chakras, which is the lust in the first chakra, the anger in the second chakra, and the greed in the third chakra. And it's just to arouse that divine life energy through focus in meditation, to come up to the heart, where the one who abides separate from what it has created and in the creation lives. Isn't that cool? The one who is separate, who lives beyond all manifested things. Right here, baby, where I have my dolphin. I have my dolphin. And my dolphin heart, right there, is where the infinite, where my relationship is with the infinite, inside my heart. So asana is to help me to start the class in here, grounded in the eternal relationship with the one. Surrender to that truth with all my faith and undeviating devotion, right? And then the asana now, okay, so we have some things called poses with Sanskrit names. That's awesome, right? They're still for the one purpose, to lead us into meditation, into the asana of meditation, so we can have this deep communion and this love affair and this infinite romance with the one who is the source of love in our heart. So, when you're into your next yoga class, when you go there, just maybe review this video and go in there knowing that you're going back, way back, baby, way back to where there was no beginning. And you're gonna just be there for the eternal. Ground in the eternal truth. You and spirit are one. And surrender everything what you don't know, which is everything, and what you do know, which is nothing, and grab onto Divine Mother and ask her to help you to breathe every deep diaphragm breath in those movements that you do in the yoga class, attached to her, so that you can detach from these three gateways to hell, those energies that are locked up in those closed chakras, the first three chakras, because this third one, if we're going to call it the asana, we call it also the kunti boja, which is going to help us detach and bring up and use the divine energies, the life force, to help move this lower energy up into the heart, where we can finally be home. Let's just feel like we're the Arjuna, you know, the hero in the Bhagavad Gita, and that we are so locked on to his beloved, our beloved, the spirit, as we breathe. Divine Mother's breath, deep diaphragm breath in our heart of hearts, because this is where we need to go, so to speak. If this thing is linear, it's really an inward shot. The Gita says, shut the door to the outer world. You know, live in this placid soul, above all the sensory disturbances, and make your home, your eternal home, grounded in the love affair of your heart with spirit. All right, so you ready for the new yoga? It's the old yoga. It's this ancient, unbelievably beautiful relationship that your soul always is in, always has had, and always will have, and in ecstasy with the immortal spirit. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Have fun in your next yoga class. See you there.